All right, just want to give you an update on Facebook because we still have thunderstorms ongoing. Now they're just below the severe limits around the Tulsa area, down to the south into Creek County, Mulkey County, pushing down to the south and southwest. But we do have severe storms still ongoing over Eufaula Lake, and that is also working its way to the southwest. So we're going to zoom in here, kind of where Brandon is located. Brandon's been following these storms. They were severe a bit ago. Also have had the cluster of storms that were near Broken Arrow that pushed down to Coweta. Those have completely weakened. Now there's still very intense lightning with this over Kiefer, over Glenpool, now pushing towards Mounds and Liberty Mounds, making its way just to the southwest of Sapulpa, eventually moving into Bristow and the Slick area. Very intense, heavy rain. Summertime thunderstorms really pack a punch. Brandon's been driving in that right now southbound on 75. Brandon, you just came out of the rain, passed through that thunderstorm. Give us an update, especially what's going on back to your west.
Yeah, Lacey, right now we're on 75, and you're right. The rainfall amount is just incredible. I mean, you get stuck in one of them pockets of rain, and it's just, I was looking for another gear on my windshield wipers, and just a lot of heavy rainfall. And like you said, the cloud-to-ground lightning is very intense as well, Lacey. The winds are probably about 25 to 30, so they've come down a lot, and just some summertime variety showers. That's much needed, Lacey.
All right, thanks so much, Brandon. Brandon's going to keep an eye on it. The tendency with these have been they pulse up, they become severe, especially once they pulse up and start to collapse. They can produce damaging winds, and we have seen radar estimated winds up to 70 miles per hour with a few of these storms. And they have not been that intense around the area in central parts of Green Country, but down to the south, I want to keep on going just a little bit further, Stephen. Let's jump down to that severe storm real quick. Stephen Aarons is running the radar right now. From Shakota down to Eufaula Lake, basically along 69. This is where we've got the strongest portion of the cell. If we can turn on the Barron button, well, it'll give us an idea of kind of the intensity of any hail within this. Now, right now, we're not seeing large hail, but the thing about these thunderstorms, because the rainfall rates are so high, even if they produce small hail, which this is indicating up to about pea, maybe dime-size hail, there could be a whole lot of it. A little bit earlier, Vaughn Castor had actually driven through some of what looked like hail fog, which is what happens when you get a lot of hail on the ground in the summertime. Then you can actually limit visibility due to the fog that develops in those really cold temperatures from the hail. Vaughn, give us an update of where you are and exactly what you're seeing.
Okay, Lacey, I'm just east of 75 on Highway 16. That cell that came through Coweta, it had some pretty strong winds with it. Saw some minor limb damage, some pruning of the trees there in Coweta. But other than that, a lot of the cloud-to-ground lightning is going to be the danger with this, and those 60-mile-an-hour plus winds. So we're going to keep tracking this. The cell that is to my south, that's over Eufaula, I can see the backside of it, and I tell you, it's a beast. It is definitely big and strong, Lacey. All
right, thanks so much, Vaughn. Yes, Vaughn mentioning the lightning, and that is definitely a concern for folks that may be camping or just hanging out on Eufaula Lake. If you do have loved ones, I know we're still in the week of the 4th of July. A lot of folks took off to go camping. We've been talking about this all week. That's always a danger in the summertime, of course, so just let them know that storm definitely means business. The winds within it have ramped up at times. The lightning count looks to have come down just a bit from what it was a little bit ago. Now, where you see the greens right here, just off basically to the west of 69, that is not an area of circulation. That'd be an area where those winds are coming out from that thunderstorm. So winds 45, 50 miles per hour, and in the strongest areas could have winds to 60. That is enough to blow your tent down. That's also enough to do tree damage if you're camping underneath trees, not to mention just in your home. So we have got that potential still ongoing. This storm looks to be weakening some, because they aren't severe for very long, but we still have to monitor it very closely, and that's exactly what we're doing. It's pushing down to the south-southwest, moving at about 15 miles per hour, so creeping along. Eventually, it'll be impacting McAllister if it holds together. It's kind of working its way down to the south and a little bit to the west. So, but it is weakening, and what they have a tendency to do is almost completely fall apart before they make it into the next county. So we'll take kind of a broader view of what's going on. We've got additional thunderstorms back near Fort Smith, down to Poto. Had a few showers move through and thunderstorms into Cherokee County. Those have fallen apart. And up to the north, these thunderstorms, Stephen, how long have these been there? Hours now. quite a while. And the problem with that is that they are producing just copious amounts of rain. And in fact, if we take a look at the rainfall totals over just the last few hours, you can see they've just been sitting still right on the Oklahoma-Kansas border. So from Cedarville back to Granola, 4 Acres, Sedan, along Highway 166, there has been very, very heavy amounts of rain. So when you start to go from the blue to the green to those yellow colors, that's anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 inches of rain. So localized flash flooding is possible in southeast Kansas, far northern Oklahoma, up into Osage County. So something to keep in mind for sure. Just remember, turn around, don't drown. These thunderstorms, very heavy rainmakers, rainfall rates in the summertime get up there into kind of like a tropical environment. But all this is happening because a cold front has been pushing in. And Vaughn was mentioning earlier, he was like, make sure you address why these storms are moving what most people think as backwards, because we have heard that a lot, because that is not necessarily too often. We get the flow and the jet stream winds to be oriented the way that they are. But what's happening is we've actually got the flow in the mid-levels, lower levels, and the surface. The winds today are coming from the northeast, pushing down to the southwest, and when that happens, that's the direction the thunderstorms are going to go. So it's virtually backwards of what we deal with in the spring. So that is what we're going to continue to monitor. The severe threat will continue to go down. What time is it? It's about 4:30. So about 4:30 now, that severe threat will continue to be limited over the next few hours. 1 or 2 of these still may pulse up, but the good news is when you lose the heating with these types of storms, they start to really decay and go away. So if we can take a look at a couple of our cameras right now, Steven's going to punch a couple of those up on Weather 1. Muskogee cam, is that what's first? Yeah, man, you've really had some heavy rain move through portions of Muskogee today, and you can really see that really dark cloud base there. And that is where those storms are still continuing to progress off towards the south and west of Muskogee. Next in Jinx, you had a heavy storm develop right over Jinx, and now the wasps are coming right back, ready to play. They think it's all over. Most of the rain chances for Tulsa and for Jinx now have been limited. We may still get a couple more showers this a couple more this evening, but generally the chances have gone away. Downtown, yes, we've had all the thick cloud cover. We have had the rain move through, and because of that, it's had a huge impact on our temperatures. Let's take a look right now on Lynx 3. I believe. Thank you, control room. 76 degrees in Coweta, 83 in Pryor. Now you can pick out the town that it didn't rain in so far today. 90 degrees in Sand Springs and very humid, but just a little bit further up to the north, 79, and kind of a broad view across the area. You can really pick out those regions that have picked up rain. Where you see those yellows and those oranges, summertime thunderstorms have a huge impact on temperature and the cloud cover. 73 Bartlesville, 72 in Tahlequah, 74 in Muskogee, and 90s down to the south. 90 in Okmulgee, 93 in Okemah. So very hot, very humid. We got that northeast wind. Dry air is filtering in, so those rain chances go away this evening. Will be dry overnight tonight. The weekend's looking pretty good. We're going to have a whole lot more on that coming up in our evening newscast, actually in about 30 minutes on Channel 6, on News on 6 at 5. So our trackers are staying out. We'll keep you updated. Right now, that severe threat is being very, very limited. That's a good thing. We will have another update on Facebook if we need to, if these storms start to pulse back up. But as of now, it's a downward trend. Thanks so much for joining us.